9.2 number 7 here. They give me x equals t cubed and y equals 1 half t squared. The previous one, they had the same rate of change, sort of, so I got a line. Like I have here, I've got a t cubed and a t squared, so I'm no longer going to get a line in this case. But the process is going to be the same thing. I'm going to solve for my t in this. That gives me t equals cubed root of x. And then I'm going to plug that in for t here. So I get y equals 1 half, open parentheses, squared. And then this piece right here goes in right there. So I get cubed root of t. Cubed root of x. So when I simplify that, I get 1 half. And then you should know how to do this by now, especially in this calculus class. But the squared becomes it's going to get turned into a fractional power for x. The squared is going to be in the top of the fraction, and the root part, the 3, is going to be in the bottom. So that gives me x to the 2/3 power. Now this sort of goes back to like pre-calculus or maybe even algebra 2 in terms of parent functions. If you had to do this with a calculator, that'd be acceptable. But this graph, it's sort of, sometimes I call it a birdie graph. It kind of looks like a square root there. I could do that a little bit better. Kind of looks like a square root there, and kind of looks like a square root on that side. Y equals 1 half x to the 2/3 power. It does continue to go up, right? Just like a square root goes up. But this is good enough. As long as you know the shape, we're good. I guess you could also plug in a point here. If I were to plug in 1, I would get a half. So 1 comma 1 half. This is 0, 0, should be obvious. And this is -1 comma 1 half. You may say it's a cube root, it should go down below. Well, the square part of it here makes it so that it pops up and up. But anyway, there's your graph.